We played a very special character. It's like a licensed bounty hunter, samurai, and exorcist. Complex samurais teaming up in order to face a different level of monsters. In the beginning, it's like restaurants, karaoke, museums, 100 places.
Okay, that's that's a normal term. That's
Okay.
Hello, I'm the Gamebooks guide, and today with me I have one of the authors from New Tokyo 2130, Riq Sol. You want to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here.
Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
This game book, it's here, but this is the Spanish version because the English version is about to come out, and it's composed of 5 books. You need all of them to play. So it's set in the great empire of Japan after the Fourth World War, and it's like you are playing a single character, and the players are going to enjoy a lot living a parallel life as a bounty hunter.
How did this massive project started? Like, what were the inspirations for such a huge game book?
My inspiration is looking at David and his excitement telling me about the book, but his inspiration comes from the video game Cyberpunk 2077 and movies and books like Blade Runner. So he was the one who really wanted to do something with Cyberpunk, and I was just like, whatever you want to do, I will do it with you. Even though David and I, we work in different cities, so we every contact is online, but I picture if like he was here in person and put a book on my table and say, take a look at this and tell me what you think. And that was the setting, the game setting, like a world guide about everything related to New Tokyo 2130. That book, you can get it for free in the welcome pack and along with the rules, the character sheets, and everything. So you can kind of understand if this game is for you or not. And we have been working like non-stop for 3 years. Like we can't wait to see your feeling reading and playing these books.
So, as you said, in this book, we play as a single character, right? What are the main goals of that character and the side goals of our samurai?
We played a very special character. It's like a licensed bounty hunter, samurai, and exorcist. And your main goal is to leave Earth, to emigrate to Mars, because Earth is kind of dying. Because after the Fourth World War, like a giant rupture in the reality appears, and some monsters are coming from other dimensions and are starting to kill everything. So even though you are the one with the skills to fight those monsters, you know that life is only has a future only for people going to Mars. But in order to get that mission accomplished, you need 1 million Imperial Yen and to collect 10 emigration to Mars points. And there is a catch because there is a time limit, and the time limit is going to be 50 missions. If in the 50 missions time you are not able to get the money and the permit, then well, you have fun, but you are not going to win the game, the campaign, because you are not going to be able to go to Mars. And there is also a secondary objective in order to get like more like a feeling of the past of your character. The secondary objective one is like in the past you sold your genetic material to a major corporation and allowed them to experiment with it. So it's like you need to know what happened with it, okay? And secondary objective B, you seek revenge against a captain of the Kempentai. In the past, they tortured you and you were innocent, and now you are seeking revenge. And secondary objective C, the last one, is like you are trying to locate a childhood friend you lost contact with as a teenager. And it's like more emotional because you need to know what happened with that person. So you need to choose one of them per campaign. And that's part of the replayability of the game, because each campaign you can use one of the secondary objectives.
And can you go over those 100 missions? Because that's a lot of missions. Are those like smaller game books, like smaller stories, and how will they impact our main goal?
Okay, those 100 missions mean money. You need money, and you are only going to play about 50 of them. Those missions, as you have just said, are like little stories, maybe half an hour of playing time, maybe an hour, maybe 15 minutes. It depends on the mission, and those are like self-contained, because if you have like a samurai more specialized in hacking, maybe you want to choose those missions according to your set of skills. So it depends on the missions that you choose that your character is going to be developing. Totally different each one, and with different game mechanics, and with little enigmas, maybe with fights, with things that you need to purchase in the market to use in those missions. So it's a whole thing.
We're also going to have our own apartment, right? Will we be able to kind of simulate the cyberpunk life, or is this some kind of like a hub? Can you go over a little bit about this?
Yes, yes, that's my favorite part. In the downtime between missions, it's you who is really deciding a lot of things. You can visit the market, of course. You can decide the implants you want to install in your body, but you can go to visit places around New Tokyo, and you can visit your friends, the doctor that are installing the implants, maybe your techu partner, the person who is helping you with the hacking things, deepen your relationship with the artificial intelligence in your communication device. Maybe you want to have a get together with your friends to watch a TV show. And that TV show is a talent show, and just you enjoy what is happening on your TV, and you can bet. And everything that I'm telling you is optional. That's why it is so long. If you don't want to visit places in New Tokyo, you are missing a lot of things, but you only want to work out. Work out with different devices, okay? You work out and you get better options in your missions. So it's a lot of things, and that's why this is, in my opinion, so good, because you really feel that you are making a lot of choices.
You talked about the relationships we can have with certain characters. How deep are those relationships? Will they have their own stories? What can we do with them?
It is written to this point, but after this point, you need to imagine if you have a romantic relationship, or just have a friend as a friend, because you have the doctor, you have the techu partner, and you have the people that you are meeting in your during your missions, okay? And the relationship with your artificial intelligence. And you can go deeper, but we don't want to say this is your girlfriend. We don't want to say this is your the person who you love. We want you to decide with your imagination. If you are doing a lot of things with the doctor, maybe you are thinking that, okay, this is my girlfriend now, but I need to be slow with her because I want to emigrate to Mars. And so there is a point of no return. And by the way, let me tell you, I'm not going to reveal the secret of your techu partner, but let me tell you that there are three, and you can choose one of them in your campaign. And there is a really, really good plot twist with the techu partner, but that's a thing that you will need to discover reading the book.
So, and how do we interact with New Tokyo, the actual city?
There are 100 different places to visit, and maybe in the beginning you will visit some places just for fun, for the fun of it, just because you feel like it. But as the game develops, then you will start feeling the urge to visit a particular place, because you need to find something there, or to meet with someone, maybe some laboratory. But in the beginning, it's like restaurants, karaoke, museums, robot theater, whatever. A lot of 100 places. But let me tell you, those places have a lot of secrets.
Let's talk a little bit about the combat. How can you gear up and how can you defeat enemies?
There are two different situations in the game book, combat-wise. Okay, it's the first one is the combats you are going to encounter when you are during a mission, and that's kind of the traditional way of having a fight against your enemy with your skills, with your enemy's skills, with the things that you have purchased, and then with rolling your dice, and that's it. The other situation is when you get a mission and you decide to do that mission when you are going to encounter a monster coming from the abyssal rift from another dimension. So that kind of combat is way different. You can team up with other samurais, but the more samurais you are counting on, then the less money you are going to get. There are two combat rules, the simplified version and the advanced version. We always recommend using the simplified version in your first campaign in order to understand the story, how it goes, and everything. And the advanced rules of combat when facing monsters from the Abyssal Rift, that's more complicated, but has that work placement here, ceiling shields, counting on more complex samurais, teaming up in order to face a different level of monsters. This one, I need two samurais with me. Against this other one, I need 4 samurais with me because it's too dangerous. And so combat, two situations, on a mission and against creatures from another dimension.
And you can also like gear up your character and have implants on your character to defeat those enemies. So how does those mechanics work?
Sometimes I encourage people when you are not playing, maybe when you are before having a nap or before going to sleep, to read the market. And 100 objects or different items you can buy in order to boost your set of skills. And for the implants, that's very, very important that you manage it well because implants are so expensive and you need to save money to go to Mars. But with implants, you can create an extraordinary samurai with a lot of different features and capabilities. And there is like a limit of how many implants your body can tolerate, right? So if you are going to install something in your eyes, then you should decide not to put other things in your eyes because you can get sick and you can suffer long-term consequences.
So you mentioned before that there is an hacking minigame, right? You can be an hacker in this game. How do you play it? How does that work?
The hacking part is really, really important, is crucial in this game. So we needed to develop or to create or to design a really new thing, how to solve this situation. And we can come up with the Rubik's Cube, but it's optional. Only if you like messing with it and you are only the maximum thing that we are gonna ask you to do is one phase. We know that maybe you don't have time or you don't feel like it. You can use a set of cards, and then if you don't have the time or you don't like these two games, you can use just simple dice roll. So there are 3 different ways of solving the hacking situation. And maybe in one campaign, you would love to specialize in this. And in the next campaign, you want to try this. But it's up to you. What are you going to use each time?
Also, one thing I noticed and many people always want to know is there is a ton of illustrations in this game book. What was the process to decide which art to use where? Can you go a little bit over that?
Because of the fact that New Tokyo 2130 is like cyberpunk, but as well is like a Lovecraft horror theme, we decided to ask 2 authors, 2 Spanish illustrators, artists, to like recreate in their minds and then on paper those 30 monsters that you can encounter in your missions, monsters coming from other dimensions. So the first artist, she is Eferlo, and she gave us 30 illustrations. And then another artist called Talat Bragol gave us another 30 illustrations, 30 images of those monsters. But also, we have paid for some images in a stock bank, in a stock place, just for the covers and things like that. But the main illustrations are those coming from those artists. No AI at all.
Do you have any final messages, any final things you want to say to the samurai that are going to venture into the cyberpunk world of New Tokyo 2130?
Well, first of all, saying really thank you to you because you are helping us putting this out there, and tell everyone that this game book has a lot of surprises. Let me show you one of the secrets of the game. Do you know what this is?
Well, dice.
Yes,
It's a
but
pair
look
of
at
dice.
this.
Okay, that's a normal pair of dice.
Okay,
Okay.
these are called the Sicherman die. The Sicherman dice. They're special dice, and I'm not going to tell you anything more, but there is somewhere hidden here that you could optional. You could use this kind of dice that are very peculiar. If I picked your interest,
Yes.
try to look it up what Sicherman dice are, and this is optional. But a lot of secrets, and we always say that we need to convey everyone that if you are playing this part, you are giving away these other parts. If you are doing this thing, then you are letting go these other things. So it's the replayability is enormous. It's like a board game for yourself with many, many, many hours of gameplay. And we want you to live a parallel life, a samurai life, but with your imagination and your decisions.
Okay, that was incredible. Thank you so much for the interview, and there was a lot of stuff that made me even more excited for this release. And yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much to you. And okay, let's play and have some fun together with New Tokyo 2130.